All right, guys, so today is finally the day we're going to tell you everything that's wrong with the manual BMW E60 M5 that I recently bought. It should be very interesting. What do we know that's wrong with this car? We're going to start with the body first. First things first. I thought this was an aftermarket hood. I'm going to grab the light and bring you guys in here. I thought this was an aftermarket hood, but it's actually not. It's just missing the cover. It still has all the factory stickers on it, all the factory stuff. Front bumper wise, it has a little scuff right there and some paint chips. I can tell vaguely that the bumper has been replaced. They did a pretty good job painting it, but there is some rock chips and stuff on it. Going down the side of the car, this is all factory paint. Over here, the mirror's factory paint, the top's factory paint. This does have the piano black strips. I think all M5s have that if I'm not mistaken. And then it brings us over here to this. We have a gouge here and one here. But this is a prior salvage title car. So is it worth for me to fix that? Is it really worth that? We have to weigh that stuff out. And I'll try to hop over here to the other side. Have to excuse the mess in the shop. A lot of stuff's going on in here, boys. It's a busy time. Everything on the back is pretty good. A little bit of scuffing here. That'll buff off. That's not through the clear coat. And we actually did buff the hood already, but just little details. And we had that really expensive Makita random orbit buffer. So that'll take all that up. This side over here seems to be good. A tiny, tiny, tiny little ding there, as expected on a car of this age. Has this been repainted? It's hard to tell in this light. I don't think it has. You want to look for dirt flecks. This is factory paint. Holy crap. Factory paint. This fender has been repainted. I could just see a couple of dirt nibs. They did a really good job. It was definitely done at a professional shop. It wasn't like a bad paint job or anything. And as far as that goes, the headlights, looks like somebody's buffed the hood or something, or rubbed something on the top of that. We could get all that out, no problem. We'll headlight restore it with a little kit. This one over here has the same thing. We did notice that the halos on this side were out, so I'll just order some of those LED bulbs for those. That's about 20 bucks. Not a big deal at all. That's just dirt. Like, none of this stuff is broken. The grills are the factory grills. When I think about this car, it's not been what we call molested. A lot of stuff hasn't been done to it. So we'll hop up here to the engine bay. Right off the bat, we can tell our ionic sensors covers have been removed, but he's replaced these with new ones. And the old ones are in the trunk. He's also put brand new Bosch fuel injectors in it. I'm trying to remember what else he said. It does have either pulley noise or an alternator noise, a tiny bit. He gave us all genuine pulleys and belts and a genuine alternator for this car. Not a rebuilt one. Like the real deal. That was probably, I don't even know how much these are. Does that say made in what? Made in Poland. That was probably I have to look at it, probably 450 bucks for this. Never been installed, brand new in the box. And like I said, he also thought it may have been the fuel pump. That's not cheap at all. I think it has nothing to do at all with the fuel pump whatsoever. Because we already scanned it. So at this point in time, we're going to insert a video that I took the other day, and it's going to explain to you exactly what the deal is. All right, so here is all the codes. We have 30 fault memory codes. A display. So Vanos control. Misfire detection. Wheel recognition fault. ABL. Front left RDC transmitter. Reversing light and fog light. Some of these too could be either bulbs out Or obviously it's the balls out, or somebody's put LEDs in them. We don't know all that. So we got Vanos control cylinder bank 1 and 2. So is it the oil line and the oil pan? Probably. Side light and brake light, indicator light, hazard warning, ABL start function, position data, steering column. That's going to be the little wheel in there gets dirty, more than likely. If any of these come back, misfire detection, and CAN bus flex ray bus system announces no message. So let's go ahead and clear all this stuff out. Delete fault memory. This has like no throttle at all. Turn it back off. Second position, looks like so. And let's go ahead and rescan it again to see what we get. Display fault memory. 2 codes come back. RDC, what was the RDC transmitter front left? Was that ABS sensor? Can't remember. Yep, DME oil Vanos pressure. Right there at the top. So what's going to be the issue here is going to be the Vanos line. More than likely. If it says oil Vanos pressure, just like our white car did over there, that's going to be the issue, or something related to the Vanos system. This actually says oil pressure. So leaking out that hose. We do have a power steering line or 2 leaking. We thought it was engine oil, but it's not. It's actually power steering. A little bit's leaking up here, a little bit's leaking back there. He did give us new power steering lines with it. Has new ignition coil packs in it. We'll have to check, verify their OEM, but I would say they probably, yeah, they are. I can tell by looking at them. All the OEM ignition coils, that's like $1,000 right there. Now, he did say something about, and Michael, I can't remember what you said exactly. Comment below if you're watching this. I think he put Autolites or Champion plugs in it because he couldn't find the NGK ones for it. Something. We'll have to take one out and look at it and verify that. We will have to change those if that's the case. Let's see, what else has he done here? Just taking a quick look at it. These cars pretty much have no coolant line leaks. I don't know if he's done the throttle actuators. There's no codes for them. We'll look at all that. I mean, we'll go through this thing with a fine-tooth comb. I thought he said he had a new power steering reservoir, or maybe he already put it on. I can't remember, to be honest with you. It doesn't look new. There may be one in the trunk somewhere. And so we'll definitely address all of that. We haven't checked the air filters, haven't checked nothing. I've been waiting to take this thing apart because I wanted to bring you guys with us. And it was the weekend, so Philip wasn't here. So I thought, well, we need to wait and show these guys exactly what's what. Somebody's already replaced the coolant cap. We took that off and looked at it. It's not broken. Usually this would be broken in this mileage. This has a full aluminum radiator from the factory. None of that would be bad. So the codes we were getting, as you see in the video, are for the Vanos system. And the RDC sensor is for the tire pressure monitoring system. What was it, right or left, rear? I can't remember. It's been a few days since I shot that clip. That's all easy to sort. We have, the thing about it is, since we're building the white car, we have ARP rod bolts. We have brand new rod bearings, oil pan gasket. We have the Vanos line. Everything's here for it. We have a set of control arms here for it, front and rear. We have everything except for tires. And that does bring me, we'll jump back to, on the passenger side, I'll tell you about it, you can't see it. On the passenger side, somebody ran over something with the wheel. He thought the wheel was cracked or leaking. That wheel is very corroded, so we will replace that wheel. One of these wheels, a good deal on one of them is $380. An average deal is $500 per wheel. We need a rear, which is the most expensive one. So one wheel, it's because we don't want anything weird. We don't want to put brand new tires on it. It's going flat. That wheel is more corroded than all the rest of them, so it's clearly off of something else or something's happened to it. We don't care. We're just going to replace that. And so, like I said, we'll do all the maintenance to it, all the stuff to it. Overall, really good car. So let's lift it up on the lift. I'll show you underneath of it and show you every detail. So one thing I did notice the other day when this thing was up in the air and we'll fill up and get you in here. You can see there's power steering fluid all over here. So one of these lines is leaking. Hopefully it's one we have, but we'll sort that out. The first thing, this bracket that holds the sway bar on is broken off. But you can see it wasn't hit by anything. Just the welds, the aluminum welds broke off the aluminum cradle. So probably what we'll have to do, I was gonna have somebody come here and weld it. To be honest, if we're taking the subframe out, we could probably just take it somewhere and have it aluminum welded. That's probably the easiest way to do it. Subframe's gonna be out anyway. You can see everything's been leaking power steering for a little while. Everything's greasy. And you can see here, none of the boots are tore, but it's just getting, where's it at? This one right here. We get Philip in there to show you. I'm gonna pry down on this lower. See the play in it? I can see that they have the brake pad sensor. She's dangling, boys. She's dangling. But the light's not on for her, so it must still be good. Up here we have a zip tie right here, holding on the arm for the auto headlight leveling system. The arm is up here. You can't see it, but it's actually ripped out a little bit. So I'll probably reassemble that. That may be a sign that the auto leveling headlights do not work anymore, which, I mean, that's fine, whatever at this point. All these control arms are a little bit tattered on both sides here. Not one particular one is really bad. They're all a little bad, which gets you this on the tire. We'll see it's wearing on the inside. This one over here is the same way. This one's a little bit more slick. See that? And then we jump to the back here. Like I said, we have all new control arms for this thing in the trunk of the white car. And on this car, the struts are not leaking at all. All the CV axle boots look good. The bushing for the lower control arm looks good. And the upper ball joint, which is right here, you can see there's some oil around it. See that play in that? That's no bueno, because then that'll cause this. If you look at the tire, this tire is almost full tread on the outside, and from here over, it's slick. All right? This one, he said he just put this on there though and kept going flat, and he didn't want to spend too much money, I guess, on it because it didn't run correctly. He put a brand new tire on this. I assume the other one was probably down in cords and it went flat. Sway bar links on this bad boy all seem good on the rear. Let's look in here. Anything else? Phil's phone's ringing. Yeah, all the bushings look good back here. Going up here in the middle of the car, so it's all the factory exhaust, factory mufflers, the factory catalytic converters, the rear catalytic converters, and the factory front catalytic converters. No rattle on in there. Here is our 6-speed manual transmission. And then if we look up here, you probably can't see with the camera, the Weebo bushing is in really good shape. There was no problem at all with that. This is missing the little shield on here. I thought he said he had this, maybe he forgot to send it with us. Oh, we might have one of these here for that actually. But since there's no SMG pump or anything here, do you really need a shield on it? Well, I highly doubt it actually. Almost looks like that case is cracked, but I think it's casting flaws. Yeah, it's casting on the transmission, got oil done in it. And so yeah, not too bad. He did replace the oxygen sensors with OEM ones, he says. I guess maybe he thought that was gonna fix it. And they are OEM, I can read it right there. So I got the factory skid plate, minimal amount of oil. I think whatever little oil we see is actually power steering fluid because it does have a reddish tinge to it. As far as the brakes and everything go, let me get my little mirror to see that. Bear in 1 second here, and we'll scope the brakes out for you guys. How we usually do these, I just grab a little mirror like this. I'll go up in here and just take a little, let me get right in front of the camera here. It's like they're about half. Like you see in there by the hole where the sensor goes. About half brake pads. I mean, overall, the car actually runs very well. It's very quiet. We didn't drive it on the road yet because I think it's just too risky. I mean, we don't want to have a rod bearing problem. and blow it up. We don't have to. So we just pull in and out of the shop a couple times. The clutch feels good. The shifter feels good. Like everything functions. It starts right up every time. Overall, let's be totally honest here. This car just needs maintenance. It's due or overdue for the maintenance. Has anybody done rod bearings in it before? We don't know. We don't care. We're going to do it the way. Either nobody's done them and they're getting raggedy. Somebody's done them and did not replace the Vanos oil line, which is a common thing. So we definitely will do all that. Interior wise, this car is very, very nice. It needs virtually nothing interior. It has aluminum trim, quick wipe down. The only thing we did see, this windshield does have a crack in it. It's down real low. I don't know if I will replace that or not. Will this car be for sale when we're done with it? More than likely, yes. Here's the next thing. How much is it worth being a prior salvage? Well, we know one of these, blue, black, whatever color with a 6-speed white, this year, with about this mileage, we're bringing anywhere from mid-30s to low 40s. With the salvage title, prior salvage title, it's already been fixed. It was wrecked in 2010. Light corner impact. I don't remember which side it said. We looked through all the frame stubs. Everything looks great. So whatever it wasn't a very big accident. Is it worth low 20s? Is it worth 20? Low 20s? Mid 20s? Is it worth no more than the rest of them? We know that's not the case. Looks like a SMG car with 90-ish thousand, 90, 100,000 miles brings 16.5 to 18, depends on the numbers on it. But this will be a car you could actually drive, never have an issue because there's no SMG. And once you fix the V10 correctly with the correct parts, it's a very damn reliable car. No coolant leaks, no oil leaks. These cars just don't suffer with that. Apparently power steering leak is a problem though. So yeah, let me know what you think. That's going to be it for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. And we're going to jump on this thing. We'll probably start probably this evening or tomorrow, ripping it apart. So we'll have a video coming up very shortly of all the rod bearing stuff and if the Vanos line had been replaced or not. We'll be able to tell when we take it out. That's it. Thanks for watching.